Do you guys really like watching The Geek Room and Dragnauct? Their shows are like so fucking boring. These basement-dwelling dumbass men have to say. They're not even funny.
They have to use like people like me or G-Man in order to present themselves off a little bit of funny, because they once in a while they say some clever thing. You're welcome, I give you views to feed your little cocky ego. I'm glad you had your little dopamine fix. Oh my god! I'm like your drug. I'm like your marijuana. I'm like your alcohol. You have shinnyism. You're not an alcoholic or a drug addict. You're a shinny-holic. You can't, and you say I'm bad for you, but you still can't fucking resist me.
Guys, if you like what you see here today, smash that like button. Also, if you like the work we do and you want to support it, our Patreon and channel member link is down below. Any little bit is appreciated, and we thank you guys.
Bring that on somebody. You ever ejaculate while your sleep paralysis demon is present? That's some fucked up shit. Yeah, actually,
You stupid motherfucker. You know what the fuck it is?
No, he doesn't.
Can you control yourself for 2 fucking seconds?
Oh, fuck. I just shit the fuck out.
What the fuck?
What to do? You're not my real dad.
How do you know I'm not?
Because we're the exact same age. That'd be fucking weird.
I invented time travel.
No, you're pretty fucking dumb.
Yeah. Alright, we are live, by the way, so we are waiting for War Corpse to come in, and he's taking a pee break. We're watching him on his channel.
Diabetes is a bitch.
Lord of Piss.
So, I'm here hosting it. Bill's going to speak on Geek Room behalf, I guess. I'm going to sit here.
Yeah, we're a bunch of soy boy with
Yeah,
worse beers than him.
I sent you the fucking email, War Corpse, so get your ass in here as soon as possible. Let's have this fucking discussion. I did my research. I did something you've never done in a video before. I actually did research before going into it. And, I found some answers to some questions. Well, I mean, you know what? It's all right, Billy, because I did all your research for you. I literally got you like 7 fucking timestamps to rip into War Corpse about, so that's what we're gonna do.
On the top of my head, it's fine.
Oh yeah, you can just pull these timestamps. All right, sure,
Oh, no.
yeah. Well,
I've
there's
read
something.
all political theory.
There's something particularly interesting that he talks about when it comes to systemic racism that I think he seemed to really take an issue when you guys were talking about that. So
Oh, okay.
I can hash that
So
out.
does he not care about redlining?
Oh yeah.
Why
You
would
know
he?
how you brought up multiple examples. He disagreed with every single one of them.
Oh,
okay.
God.
So
Yeah.
generational wealth, redlining.
None of that
Sam
exists
had a
in
few
his
of
opinion.
them. Okay.
That's
Oh,
only
by the
fun.
way, on the East Coast, it's almost a number that War Corpse is very afraid of. So he might not come in here. He might not come in here because he's really afraid of a certain number coming up very fucking soon.
6.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Yeah, let's go with that.
There he is.
There he is.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Not too bad.
All right. So
Have you had your proper toy today?
I didn't hear you.
I said, have you? Oh, you might need to get the soy out of your ears. But I was asking you, have you had your proper amount? And since you couldn't hear me, that's a yes.
That's the best you got.
No, it's literally your joke.
It was the best you
rephrased
got.
back at you,
oh my
and
god.
it was better than when you told it.
Yeah.
Okay. So to straighten things out a little bit, since there was multiple people that you had disagreements with over the past few weeks, and I know you primarily wanted to talk about our video, so we'll primarily talk about your response to that and opinions on that original video and shit like that. But we'll all talk to you one-on-one, one at a time. I have several timestamps here in which you had disagreements with each and every one of us. So we can go over that point by point, and we'll just, it'll be one person talking to you at once, so it's not like, gang, piling out over you and stuff like that. So how do you feel about that? Is that good? Acceptable?
Let's go for it.
Okay. So I guess we'll, Frank, the second video I sent you, the one with all the Geek Room timestamps, I guess we can, since Billy wanted to get things out of the way since he has to fucking sleep, that normie, we'll have him talk to War Corpse first. All right.
Yeah, my superior beard is in the room to talk to War Corpse, so that's fine.
Oh yeah, you guys, you guys, that was part of the contention when you responded to the video. War Corpse thinks that he has a better beard than you. I'm pretty sure, and I don't know. I disagree with that. I don't know about that.
It's objectively wrong.
You know what? I promise one thing though. I do promise one fucking thing. I will not make any clock jokes. I will not make any jokes about how your time is up. I will not do any of that shit. Going forward in the fucking
back.
yeah, you should bring the whiteboard back. Anyway, I don't want to get off track. So let's just dive into this stream that he did respond to you guys. 9 minutes and 8 seconds in, where he talks about the Patreon thing, which I found was kind of weird. I don't know why he brought up your Patreon. We can talk about that. All right.
Oh, thanks for visiting our Patreon.
Yeah, thanks.
Definition of white fragility. I stand by that.
By offering a counter standpoint. Hold on. Yep. Okay. They have a Patreon. Let's see how much money these losers are making. I'm not saying this out of jealousy or anything. I mean, I have a Patreon too, but again, I'm also not defending fucking...
So I've got a question, like, what's the actual argument here? Because you go on to say that it's like, oh, you're supporting a socialist, which, I mean, it's kind of a bold assumption to assume that everybody on this panel voted for Bernie Sanders. Don't you agree with that? Isn't that kind of, like, presumptuous?
Who do you think I voted for?
Don't care.
I'm not going to assume...
I don't care either.
I'm not going to assume
Wait,
you voted
okay,
for.
so you're missing the point. So what he was responding to was the fact that I said Vosh did a takedown of that stupid fucking Coca-Cola thing. Even Vosh disagreed with it because it gives idiots the ability to have some sort of leg, but not really, to talk about their fragility bullshit. And then he decided to go at Vosh because Vosh is my dad, apparently. I am a Vosh fan. Just because Vosh is
Vosh is a massive hypocrite, but...
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, because
he
you're
claims
going to
he's a
go,
socialist, but he uses all the benefits of
nation.
He uses all the benefits of capitalism. He's a fucking trust fund
that you're in, stupid. That's fucking dumb. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. You have to live on, like, just because if, like say I didn't believe in gravity.
So you want to dismantle capitalism, but at the same point you want to use capitalism. No.
That's not what he believes in at all. Listen to him for more than 1 second. He doesn't
want to
instantly destroy. No, you haven't. You've listened to him as much as you read the book White Fragility, which was 10%, and you went, nah, not for me. Literally is what you do with everything you do.
Why waste my time?
It's fucking hilarious. No, what Vosh actually goes for is like incremental changes, because you don't want to set the whole entire system on fire.
But his end goal is socialism. That's the point.
Identity politics is socialism, is what you're trying to say?
Identity politics is just plainly stupid, but Vosh does want a socialist system.
Eventually.
Yeah, so the end goal is the same.
Yeah, no, okay, so eventually, setting everything on fire and curating socialism tomorrow is different from what you're saying.
Disastrous ruin.
What?
It doesn't matter because his system and what he wants would end up in the same disaster.
Oh, okay. Can you show me your paper on that?
There's this thing called numbers. Like he wants universal health care. We can't afford it.
Yeah, yes, we can.
No, we can't.
Yes, we can.
It would cost
more
$9 trillion a year.
Country in the world for a shitty fucking healthcare than we have now. So next,
then why do we still lead the world in medical innovation, and generally our care is considered the best?
Because people that can actually afford it will get that. It's like NFL players, NBA players, MLB players. So basically,
and anybody with a normal job that has health insurance.
Fuck you. If you ever see how the insurance system works, you're fucking hilariously stupid and saying these stupid things. Keep on saying them because they're fucking just making me laugh.
Well, I'm sorry that you're a fucking loser that can't get a regular job.
No, I'm sorry. I'm an actual engineer and you do nothing for a living and you have no hair. So you want to try that again?
You want to try it again?
Everything you want to try, I have performed you in every aspect of your life. There's not a single thing you can say that I haven't done better than you. I grow my beard better than you. I grow my hair better than you. My arms better than you. My dick is better than yours. I've served this country. I have a better career than you. And you're a bitch with clocks that don't work. So you want to keep on coming at me, or do you want to actually have a conversation?
Do you?
No, not really.
Because it seems the best you got is to try to make fun of me, which is not going to work.
No. Literally, I just refuted every single thing you said so far.
No, you didn't.
Healthcare, which we pay the most per capita in every first world country, and we have one of the shittiest care. So literally,
no,
what
we
we
don't.
could do is just switch to a more equitable system, and then you kind of get rid of the triad of what's going on with the insurance companies.
We already
and the
have an
pharmaceutical
equitable
companies.
system. You don't
No,
need
we
money
do
to get
not.
health care.
No, we do not.
Part of
You're
the reason
fucking
why your
hilarious and
health
stupid.
part of the reason why your goddamn hospital bill is so big is because we have a duty to treat, and a bunch of medical bills don't go
Oh,
on.
yeah, but if
go
everyone had
unpaid.
insurance, then people can't just dip the fuck out on their bill. That's fucking dumb.
And yes, we had that.
See,
that was
because-
Obamacare,
okay,
and that
no,
was
no,
a
no,
disaster.
No. Okay, see, it's easy. to
Premiums
explain this to me.
skyrocketed
So
through the
my
goddamn
older
roof.
brother, so my older brother was in the military, just like me, unlike dipshit down below me. He got out and hurt himself. And they wanted to charge him $1,500 per like 20 minutes to see him. The VA literally will go in and go, hey, we'll pay them $200 because they have the ability to negotiate prices. Where a common person, if they hurt themselves and just dip the fuck out, the state is on the fucking tab for that whole entire money. If everyone had insurance, that would not happen. Therefore, your premiums go down and the fucking shit goes down. It's not hard. It's not a hard concept. Even a brain
And then
dead
quality
fucking
of care
balding
goes
man
down,
with bad clocks can know
and
that.
then you have crappier
No,
doctors because
sorry.
they're not making
Sorry,
as much money.
No, you
Yes,
can't say quality
this
goes
happens.
down.
It will lead
because
to
we're
rationing.
Like 34th in
It
the
will-
world.
Look
We're
at Canada.
34th in the world.
You fucking
in
have to wait 2
healthcare.
months for a
We're
goddamn
34th
mammogram.
in the world for healthcare, bro.
Bullshit.
Our infant mortality is rising. Everything is rising in this country.
Because Americans are getting fatter.
Yeah, proof of you. But it's literally keeps on happening. Like, our medical system is fucked. We are like 34th in the world. If you think we're gonna go down, it's not happening because we're already down. So if we had the best system, we would be first place. Sorry, we're fucking not. You can try that shit again. I don't know what
Well,
kind of
then
arguments
explain to me
works on the
LASIK,
brain
then.
dead people. What?
Explain to me LASIK then.
LASIK
Now,
surgery?
LASIK is a purely out-of-pocket procedure.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
it's
Insurance will not cover it,
No, yes, it will.
That's not true.
and it has gone down every year.
No. You already
Please
said a
explain
wrong
that
thing.
to me.
No. You already said a wrong thing. Insurance will definitely cover for it.
No, it's purely
Yes,
out of
it
pocket.
will. You can
No,
keep on
it-
saying
no,
the
it's
wrong
not.
thing. You can keep on saying
I
the
had
wrong
LASIK.
thing. There you
I
go.
had LASIK. I had LASIK. I think 10 years ago, and it was covered by insurance. I had a copay, but it was mostly covered by insurance.
Man, that sucks that people can instantly go, no, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Maybe he
Try
just
again.
thinks everyone has the exact same insurance that he does. Is that what
Yeah.
you think, dude? Do you think like your anecdotal evidence applies to fucking everyone?
He does.
That's
in fact,
clearly
it
what.
covered. In fact, it covered all of the pre-op stuff because they have to check to see if your cornea is thick enough, and then it covered all of the drops you have to put in your eyes.
I just did a
And
Google
it also
search.
covered
Health
all the
insurance
stuff on the back.
usually doesn't cover the cost of refractive or laser
Usually.
eye surgery.
The word
Some
usually
companies will
is-
pay
no,
if certain
the-
criteria are met.
What's the word usually
So she
mean?
met the
What does the-
criteria.
Wait. What's the word
Yeah,
usually
you
mean?
didn't.
What does the word
Yeah, so
usually
it's not
mean?
When
purely out of
95% of
pocket.
people,
Wait,
when
calm down.
95% of people can't get it covered through insurance and 5% can.
Whoa, stop.
But my point is,
Wait,
the cost of LASIK has gone down.
Wait, question. Because you're jumping in now, adding numbers for some stupid reason. So when they say usually, how did you get it? They cover 5%. Did you just pull that one out of your fucking asshole, or does
Health
it say there
insurance usually
somewhere?
doesn't cover the cost,
Oh,
and this
so
is
you
my
can-
No, it
1
actually
MD
usually
of
covers it
laser
because it
eye
is the most.
surgery. No, it doesn't.
It is. Let me finish. It is usually covered because it is the main way to fix cataracts in elderly people. It is also the way to help with people who have severe stigmatism, which is what I had in both of my eyes. It is also used for people who have certain kinds of like eye infections and things like that. So yeah, if somebody's doing it just to do it, it's not going to be covered.
Yeah, if you
It's
just wanna get
covered
your eyesight,
when it's
that's like-
actually, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to get your eyesight slightly better to 20/20, then,
Right.
then no, they're not going to.
And let me
cover it,
tell
but if
you,
it's debilitating-
people who have like say 20/30 vision, they're not even qualified to even get it because you have to have a certain level of issue before they will even do that because they're literally using a laser on your eyeball.
Well, I'm just
So-
pulling up article after article saying no, it doesn't, but keep
They
smelling your
cover-
own
yeah, sure,
Kool-Aid.
It's
Yeah.
clear they don't
Can
cover
you-
it if you don't need it.
Yeah,
If you
can you
need
send
it,
me the- can you just-
they might
That's
cover it.
Yeah, that's the
No,
same
you
with
can just
any
wear
medical
glasses.
procedure.
Yeah, can you send me those links, please?
No,
That'd be
you
great.
understand. People who get LASIK, it's because they literally can't wear glasses because they have cataracts or they have other severe astigmatisms that does not allow them to wear glasses. My vision was so bad, I could not wear glasses because they still didn't allow me to be able to like drive a car or see a movie in a movie theater. And so people who have that procedure, they're not going to just do it as a whim, like getting their nails done or whatever. It's not like that at all. It is covered by insurance if you get it for those reasons I just said. My insurance covered it.
Do you have any more examples of stupid things? Do you?
Well, look, my point is that most people have to pay for it out of pocket. There are exceptions to the rule, but the cost of it has gone down over the years. My thing is, if we had a more private system, everything gets cheaper and everything gets better.
Well, that's actually a bad example because when it first came out,
name me something the government does well.
Are you going to let me finish or are you going to talk over me? Okay, thanks. So when it first came out,
I'm supposed to be talking to that guy. It's supposed to be one-on-one.
Are you a pussy war corpse?
Well, no, we established these rules beforehand.
Yeah. All right.
If you want to talk to the loony bin, go ahead.
Yeah, pass off the speaking baton to Toast for now. Yeah.
I'm gonna let
all I was going to say is the reason why the cost has gone down is not because of capitalism or socialism or any other economic system. It is purely because of innovation. Because when it first came out, it was a metal blade that would open your eye, and then it was a laser that would fix it. Now it is a laser and then a laser. I know this because when I had mine done, it was one of the first uses of like the laser and laser instead of the metal blade and then the laser. So as the technology got better, it got cheaper. It's the same thing with cell phones and all those other things. TVs are the same. You can go to Walmart and pay $200 or $150 and get a flat screen TV. 10, 20, 30 years ago, it was not like that. It was a lot more money to buy the more technological stuff that came out.
Yes,
so again, it's a false.
A lot of this stuff wasn't designed in the United States,
or
even remotely held in the United States.
And
a lot of this stuff was made in Korea or in things like that. So again, if you're going to use an example, you need to pick something else.
I actually design medical equipment for a living. This is kind of hilarious. Yep.
Yeah, capitalism, the system that has brought us from being basically Amish to iPhone 12 in 200 years.
Yeah.
Capitalism good, socialism, communism bad.
Sorry.
It's not that hard.
You do realize that this is not a purely capitalist economy. Like there are aspects of socialism in this. So if you're looking for a 100%, if you're looking for a fully capitalist society, then you need to, I guess, go to another country. I don't know what to tell you, but there's a lot of socialism in this country as well.
Yeah, that's why I said too much.
I'm gonna launch you a question just because you said that. So, like, would you abolish like Medicare and shit like that? Medicaid, like what?
I'd probably reform it, but
does that just mean stripping it down to nothing, though? Like,
what is that?
No, just make it a lot more cost efficient.
Oh, that's a whole can.
And how exactly would you do that?
Medicare for all would do that.
No, it would make it 1,000 times worse. Basically, a lot of the people that are on Medicaid right now, well, they can get jobs and get private insurance through their employers.
How you know that?
Have you read the list of disabilities? A lot of them are horse shit. And again, when I see people in wheelchairs with jobs...
Tell me some of the disabilities that are horseshit. Go. I want to hear some of these.
Yeah, please list the disabilities that are horseshit.
Obesity is technically considered a disability.
Yeah, you got
that. Why can't you work if you're deaf? Why can't you work if you're blind? Why can't you work if you got a fucked up leg?
Well, fucked up leg isn't like a disease. It's just person's leg is stanky. But so blind and deaf, generally we would generally put them into their own categories because like
no, you asked me for disabilities. I just started rambling off disabilities.
Yeah, well, you said you.
For
okay,
Christ's
so you
sakes,
said
there are
you-
people
wait,
that
wait,
say
wait,
I
wait,
can't work
calm
because
down, little guy.
I can't work because I'm a
Calm
single
down,
mom.
little guy. Okay, calm your goiter down. So what I was gonna say is, you said there was a list of disabilities, and then you thought a lot of them are horseshit. So generally, if I have a list of things, like say this box, okay, of my new awesome mouse that costs more than everything you own, this can, and this drill, and I said some of them are horseshit, I can tell you which thing I thought was horseshit. Because generally, if I have a disagreement with something to the point where I'm going to call a disability a horseshit, I'm going to be able to tell you which disability I think is horseshit and which I don't. So, like, say if I was going to call, let's see, let me pick a random disability out of my head.
How about
male
diabetes?
plantar
You
what?
really can't work with
Depending
diabetes.
on how severe the diabetes is.
Oh, bullshit!
It also depends on
Quit
what
being
kind of
fucking
diabetes.
lazy.
Bullshit. Like, there's literally people that could literally die if their shit fucking breaks. Like, in
So
matter of
fucking
hours.
grab an EpiPen for Christ's sakes.
How do you afford
realize
one?
there are-
How do
Do
you-
you realize those are two different types of diabetes?
Wait.
Wow, okay.
I don't
He
care.
just said EpiPen.
Of course he doesn't care.
He just said EpiPen.
Yeah, how do you afford one
No.
without a job?
EpiPens for like fucking allergies. So
Okay.
I don't know why you're gonna inject them.
Grab
like,
an
with these
emergency dose of
lobsters.
insulin or whatever.
Oh, an
Yeah,
emergency
insulin,
dose
which is
of
even more
insulin.
expensive.
Yeah,
It's fine.
So yeah, no, it's not fine. Literally, you're just insane. So the diabetes one, depending on the level of diabetes that they actually have, if their pancreas is completely shut down, something like that.
You can still work.
I
don't care. You can still work.
How do you know?
Wait.
I
I don't think he has a job, so I don't know why he's shit talking. But so like I can understand why we would try to regulate them and keep them into a safe part of life to try not to get them to kill themselves.
Being depressed is considered a disability, for Christ's sake.
Depression?
This is bullshit.
Yes, it is. You know why?
Get up, drink yourself happy like a normal
Oh,
person.
fuck you.
Is that what you
Fuck
do?
you!
Wait, no, I'm glad you're this smart with mental illnesses. This is great, coming from the most white, fragile person I've ever seen. But no,
All right.
So depression, you can literally just fucking off yourself or off anyone around you, depending on how your medicine's going. Or if you're within a 2-week period when they change your medicine, and then you can actually lose your job because your hormones are all over the place. Literally, it's not that hard of a concept. Depression's a chemical.
How
imbalance in
large
your brain.
is that river you cry every goddamn day?
I'm not crying a river, but I'm glad you try to make that attempt.
Fucking,
that is
fucking
adorable.
suck it up and get to work.
Oh, I don't have depression, no. But I understand what things are because I'm not a fucking infant yelling on the internet. Well, wait, that's you. You're the infant, by the way. I don't think you're smart enough to know what I was doing there, so I gotta make
Instead
sure
of
I let you
actually
know.
bringing up a point, all you've done is insult me.
No.
Good
I've
job
literally
there.
refuted every single thing you said, and that's,
No, you
that's
haven't.
that's literally your go-to is LASIK is never covered. Wait, no, LASIK is covered if you have these conditions. Oh, this is obviously not covered.
No, it's not. I pulled up several
that was your
examples
initial
that
claim.
no,
What
insurance
LASIK
doesn't
was never
cover it.
covered, and then fucking
All right.
Toast slapped your pee-pee.
But all right, I think we should move on to another one of these timestamps because this was just one conversation. So
I broke my
let me
thing.
see what the next. You broke your thing?
Yeah. It was just,
What, your war corpse?
oh,
yeah, I think you did too.
No, I don't have anything that edgy or fucking dumb in my house.
It's a
Oh,
capital.
wow.
Just
Oh,
like
that's
you name
unfortunate.
yourself Lord of fucking Dipshittery.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is actually really important. 958. The cut. Frank. The cut. We're gonna address the cut.
The red.
Like, how is it?
Go ahead.
Is anyone else?
There it was. It's really quick, but it's there.
So what was that? Like you make several cuts in this video, and I noticed that you don't edit out the parts where you go to get beer for like 2 minutes and then go take a piss for like 3 minutes, but you edit that out. I'm genuinely curious. It could be nothing, but what was it, if you actually remember? Because it just seems a bit sus, right?
I don't, and nor do I care.
Oh God.
Yeah, who cares about
Okay.
your audience?
Well,
I surely don't.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just think it's a little bit weird. Like you decide to cut something there, but when you go to piss for like 3 minutes, you didn't cut that out. It's just, I don't know. Like if you're gonna put in the presentation, Like I would have given you the benefit of the doubt. It was just another piss break. Whatever. We don't even have to push it that much. I think that's weird. The next point is at 1722. This is actually about Billy directly. So
it's about me.
Let's just take that out.
Yeah, this is about you.
Yeah.
It's 192 pages. So you read right around 10%. And you're like, I'm out.
Yeah. And if, let's say, the current Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan wrote a book, how many pages of that would you read?
Ooh, if I was disagreeing with it because I wanted to argue against it, I would read 100% of it to know the full scope of what I was arguing against, because I'm not a fucking child.
Yeah, you don't look into stuff that you like,
I didn't feel the need to, because I'm not sitting there trying to make an academic argument against it.
I guess the end of Old Yeller still hasn't come up on your ass, has it? It's like
that one's fiction, the other is attempting to critique it, and when the critique is wrong from the get-go...
How do you know? You read 10% of it.
Because systemic racism doesn't exist.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Prove it.
Redlining.
You're supposed to be the smartest mother.
Redlining, done.
Doesn't exist.
Yes, it does. The
No, it
effects
doesn't.
of redlining are still in existence today.
You can buy a house wherever you want.
The effects of redlining
Name me a
today.
person that can't buy a house in a certain area.
Of redlining are still in effect.
No,
today.
it is not. Also, if a white person buys something in a historically black neighborhood, then they get called gentrification.
The effects of redlining are still in effect today.
And I am telling you, no, they are not. Now prove your case.
What's the what's the generational wealth between white people and black people?
I don't care.
That's the effects of redlining, you dumb piece of shit. So
no,
that's why you don't fucking care.
No,
because you're
it's
fucking
called
stupid.
personal
Literally,
choices.
Okay,
how is it the white man's fault that 75% of black children are in a single mother
I'm just gonna talk over you. It's fine. And then they passed down that house to my parents, and the black people weren't allowed to pass down shit because they didn't own a house, and they just passed down, we rented this fucking building, to the next generation. I get the house from my parents. Black people still didn't get shit because guess what? Didn't happen. Redline ended about what? 40 years ago?
That's a long fucking time.
No, it's not.
No, it's personal choices. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with law. It has everything to do with culture.
Oh, you are so fucking dumb. It is unbelievable. Like,
you're so fucking dumb.
Do I need to go drink some
you have
lead
such
paint
white
or fall down a
guilt
flight of
blinding
stairs to be as
reality.
stupid as you? I'm not white. Eat my dick.
You're not white.
No, I'm Rican.
That's a white dude.
No, I'm Rican.
Well, you
I'm
can
literally
delude yourself
Puerto Rican.
however you want.
I don't care.
Right,
I'm Puerto Rican. Eat my ass.
I've got a genuine question for you. This is a genuine question for Dave. So, if you say it's about personal choices, then what do you think leads to that? Why is it that this is a problem with black people and not white people, in your opinion?
Oh my God! Please, 1350.
I didn't say it wasn't a problem with white people. There are white single moms, and typically they have less than whites that are married.
Yeah, well, sure, but there's clearly a disparagement here. So,
no, it has everything to do. It is first off, it has everything to do with the mindset, and it has everything to do with the home. If you are raised by a single mom, white or black, you have a better chance of ending up in poverty, ending up in prison, blah 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 blah.
I'm not.
If your mom doesn't give a shit, if your mom doesn't give a shit. If your mom doesn't give a shit about your education, you're probably not going to graduate high school.
I graduated high school.
Did your mom insist you did homework, clean your room, shit like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's the difference.
But you're making a statement and saying that single parents.
Yeah, this is because he's an idiot. It's fine.
Wait.
No, I'm not saying there can't be good single parents. What I'm saying is the statistics are you are more likely to be in poverty. You are more likely to end up in a shitty place in life. You are more likely to end up in prison if you are in a single parent household. Now, can you overcome that? Yes, you can.
Yeah, we'll just get rid of the war on drugs and then boom, that problem solved.
Yep.
Done.
Believe it or not, I tend to think that ending the war on drugs would be a good thing. In fact, if I was president, I'd do it day one.
You seem like one of those edgy libertarian dipshits. So, yeah.
Better than being an edgy socialist dipshit
No, I'm
like
not a
you.
socialist.
Well,
then what
I
are
agree
you?
with. I agree with ending the war on
I'm
drugs.
more
but-
of what an actual libertarian is. Libertarians are generally fall on the left, and every other country besides.
No,
ours.
they're way right.
No. Literally any other country in the world, libertarian is a left-leaning person, and except for in this country, it's a right-leaning person. It's been co-adopted by.
Okay, do you want more government or
pseudo-Nazis.
less government?
What?
Do you want more government or less government?
Probably a little more than we have now. Probably scaled.
I want way less.
Wait, it depends because I'm actually a veteran, unlike probably you. But what I would probably do is scale down our military because there's no fucking reason we need 12 fucking carriers. So then I would start using that money into the places we actually need and get rid of the military industrialized complex. And then that would probably basically keep it the same amount of government that we have now. It's just that less would be in the military, more would be doing actual things.
Okay, do you know how much money we actually spend on the military?
Yeah, a fuck ton.
Yeah, it's $800 billion. Do you know how much money we spend on Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and general welfare programs right now?
Don't care.
1.4 trillion.
Yeah, I don't trust a single word you say, so let me Google that because you're a lying piece of shit, and you already said the thing about Lasik, and that was wrong.
No, I was right.
No. Your initial claim.
Google
it. No, your initial claim is that they never cover it, and we found out they do. So the word "never" implies that you're fucking wrong. Just saying that's how words work. Budget.
Let's see.
2020. Enter.
Hey, we're doing our research. Doing our fucking research.
Because, I don't trust a liar.
Let me know when to go to the next timestamp. Where's Miss Parker?
All right, I'll let you know. Yeah, where's she at? Where's she at? Yo.
I think she's sick.
Oh, well, hope she feels better.
Yeah, I hope you feel better.
Okay, so we
All right,
spend $676 billion into the defense budget. Let's see here. Why is that separated? Non-defense. So yeah, whatever. Medicaid we spend 409, and Medicare.
Social Security biggest expense of the budget.
Social Security is
from
not a
1.15.
Wait.
Right there.
Social Security
Boom.
is not a budgety thing. You pay into
Medicare
it, you're pulling out.
$722 billion, Medicaid $448 billion.
Wait. Budget. Fucking Social Security doesn't work the same way the defense would ever in a million years.
I'm
It's
just
not the
saying
same.
we spend
It's-
more on our socialist programs we have now.
You're being a liar. That's what you're doing.
No, I'm not.
No,
You just don't like the fact that I proved your sorry ass wrong.
Have you ever had a job?
Yeah, I have one right now, dude.
Yeah, then you're a liar. Cool. Because Social Security doesn't work the same way the defense does. It's not even remotely the same. It's the same. It's a thing you pay into yourself for yourself that you're pulling out. It's not a budget thing.
Oh, it's not
the
going to
same
be
thing.
around when I'm 65.
That's what
Not
every
a
single
chance.
generation before us has said before the last. That is fucking full of shit. Yeah, literally, your parents' generation, went after they shot you out and they hated you. When they popped you out, they said the same thing.
There's not enough workers.
Yes, there is.
It's going to
Yes, there is.
dissolve.
Yes, there is.
Probably by 2040.
Yes, there is. You're giving us a solid number. Can you send me your paper on showing when that's going to resolve?
Can you send me your paper saying it's going to survive
No,
without massive
you're
tax
making the
increases?
positive claim. I'm disagreeing with you. So you're making the positive
You've been making
claim.
positive claims all
I
fucking night.
haven't.
And you can't
literally,
fucking
I literally
back
said
anything
Lasik
up.
is covered by insurance sometimes, and you said it never was. And then I proved myself correct because Toast is in here.
Oh,
I
fine.
made you look like an
I
idiot.
was 5% wrong. Please fucking forgive me. Fuck you.
Wait. You're bringing out numbers. You said usually. Usually is not a number. I don't know where you're getting 5% from. You're just pulling it out of your dick hole or something.
Because the official websites I read said we usually don't cover it. What the fuck is usually?
You said usually.
What the fuck is usually?
I'm not giving a number to usually. Usually can be from anywhere between 55 and fucking 90% that they don't cover it. I don't know. It's usually. Usually it's not a number. I don't make up numbers.
Well, my point is, thanks to
words
capitalism,
because I'm not
Lasik
a
is
fucking
cheaper.
idiot.
You stupid motherfucker.
God damn. When someone dude, this cup, and then you're like 10%. Like, how the fuck do you get numbers from the word usually? Like, you just pull this out of your asshole and you expect your stupid audience to fucking believe anything you say? Like, is that what's happening? Are these just fucking stupid that they don't see what's going on?
Well, let's see. Usually, to me, usually means about 90% of the time.
You are pulling that number, you asshole. Just tell me.
Oh my fucking
yes,
god!
Yes,
Just
Lord
shut the
and
fuck
superior
up.
to me, tatted Billy, awesome person. Yes, I did pull that number out of my asshole. Can you please say that for me?
No, I'm not going to.
That's what you did. Okay, so Dipshit's audience, he pulled that number of his asshole. He's a lying piece of shit. Okay, good. Now we got that
and
down.
because it wasn't 100%. I'm a fucking
What is
usually.
The word? Wait.
There's exceptions to
anyone
every
else
rule,
in the panel
jackass.
who isn't an idiot? What does the word never mean to you? Anyone else in the panel besides stupid? What does the word never mean to anyone else?
Something he
Not
hears
at
from
any
women a
point at
lot.
all.
Not at
Yeah,
all.
that too.
Okay, 0% of the time. See, never you can actually give a number to. See, there's one of those words you can actually give it to. Unlike the word usually, because that's not a word that'll give you a solid number. Like you try to pull out
Does
of your
always
asshole.
mean 100% of the time? No, it of course doesn't.
Yes, never does. That's exactly what never means. Thank you for describing. Now you're just arguing
They
the
used to
definition
say
of the
the
word
Boston
never.
Red Sox will never win a World Series.
That is called conjecture.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
Move
that's all I
on.
got is to laugh because I'm fucking dumb. Ooh,
Oh,
literally
really?
what you did. That's fucking great. You want to call me a soy boy again? It worked so well last time. Huh? You can do it. It's hilarious coming from the body that you have to call me a soy boy. You can do it. You come on and call me a soy boy. Please do it. Please. I don't think he's going to.
He can't say it because you can actually grow a beard, so he can't go to his one like initial defense that he always goes to. Anyway, let's move on. There's another fucking bunch of timestamps here, and
Oh, do you have the timestamp where he says he's done more for this country than me? I really want to listen to that one again.
what? I did
Yeah,
not.
He responds to me and goes, "I've done more for this country than these guys," which is
Explain
hilarious.
You wait,
Yeah.
you're not even you're Puerto Rican.
What?
Which are Americans, you dumb fat fuck.
Oh my
Kinda
gosh.
Puerto
doing
Ricans
a
are American.
racism.
They've been American since like
But I don't really
1932.
think you're-
You dumb bitch.
Oh, whatever. Fine. Fuck it. Fine. You've done more than me. How about that?
I
I'll
have.
concede
It's
that.
not even close.
Good for you. Golf
I
clap
know
for
it is
you.
good for me. A socialist has done more for this country than a libertarian dipshit. Good. I'm glad that we can hear that.
I guarantee I pay more in taxes. Than
No, you haven't. I
I
make more
guarantee
money
it.
than
Oh,
you
man.
a year. I pay more than you in taxes.
Oh
my
man,
ass.
Puerto Rican. That's fucking awesome. All right. Well,
I
All right,
may
well-
qualify for this stimulus.
let's move on. 2736.
Point.
Okay.
Okay.
This is
So-
like when I talk to fucking.
Like, I feel like I have to respond to their whole video so they at least can't say that out. I mean, Ünterhaven, they cut me off after a minute in my original video.
All right. Look, dude, you didn't even reply to the whole fucking Geek Room video segment. So what
You
are you
did not.
talking about? Like, you didn't. You didn't.
I don't
He
care.
phases out right then.
You don't
because,
care?
like,
What do you mean you don't care? You don't care? You're a fucking hypocrite. That's what I'm telling you. You are a fucking hypocrite. If you can't
I don't
finish the
care.
sandwich, then don't mock someone else who can't finish the fucking sandwich as well. That's all I'm saying. All right, point for me, I guess. Let's move on to the next fucking thing. Jesus Christ. The next point is just Dave claims systemic racism doesn't exist. We already went over this. I don't see any reason to tread over this fucking bullshit again.
Doesn't. Unless you
all
can
right.
provide some proof.
Oh God.
provide some proof that systemic racism exists.
That's a whole
Oh,
conversation of research and shit. Like,
No. Sam, are you in the chat? You were in this thing. You were more in tune with this than I.
yeah,
am.
if
And,
Sam wants to come on for a
I-
little bit and give his
I know
take,
you.
too.
I know you like slapping around dipshits, and here's your opportunity.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna copy.
Fucking Sam.
And
All right.
give this to the person that you're probably more educated than, because he's getting his doctorate, and since you like making up bullshit, I'm just gonna keep on sending people that are more qualified than you and everything.
All right.
So that's
So,
good.
Go to 3222.
I thought the
Fine.
believe
It was
all
just
women
kinda weird.
hashtag was the stupidest thing ever. So no, I'm not going to believe.
Oh shit, it's Sam. All right, pause this. Let's let Sam in to talk. Give us peace.
Highly recommended.
Okay.
Hey,
Give your
Sam,
2 cents,
gotta
Sam.
plug.
racism doesn't exist, by the way.
So does he deny like implicit bias studies?
I'm doofus. Do you deny imply whatever you said that word?
Like you're talking about like a blind job application.
Yeah, so
Like,
that's
with
a common
name
example.
on the, generally, I would say they don't really do much. But it depends on the job, to be quite frankly.
Well, what? So like so there's two
Okay,
things.
like
First off.
let's say
no.
you're-
You said something. Let me respond. Like we can be adults here. So you said two things. One of them was you kind of waffled as to whether the studies, like, do you just deny the body of studies?
Generally, I think most employers that are at least competent at their jobs are looking for the best qualified candidate and not really giving a rat's ass over whether a client is named Joe or Jamal.
I mean, I don't see how that answers what I said, though. Like, do you deny that the studies show this, right? When you blind something, like, because I think we would both agree whether a guy's named, as my name, Sam, or is named Tyrone, it should have no bearing on whether they're qualified. We agree on that one, right?
It shouldn't.
But then when they've done these studies, right, if you put a black sounding name on my CV, which is quite impressive, then my application goes down in terms of acceptance, right? Like that's a demonstrated claim across multiple studies. Do you deny that?
Well, considering black people are in every single profession, both the high ones and the low ones, yeah, I kind of deny that.
So, like, at a certain point, are you not just a science denialist then? Like, you're denying the results of the studies. Like, I'm not like
I can like if you're looking for a job to be like a kindergarten teacher, if you have a male name, you're probably not going to get the job.
Ooh, that's also bad.
I would say.
Okay, but what does that have to do with
nature.
implicit?
It doesn't.
Like, but what does that have to do with the studies I'm mentioning? Like, it's really interesting because, like, it seems like you want to idealize that the world exists as you would like to see it, which, like, okay, like anyone can do that. It might be a little foolish, but when we're faced with reality that, like, the perception of, like, my CV with my first name, which is Sam, versus my CV with a stereotypically black name, like Tyrone was the example I gave, like, we know statistically, based on studies that have been replicated, which CV is going to have a more perceived qualification. So, like, I don't know why we're like, are we just off in a land where, like, these studies don't exist?
What I'm saying is, it's incredibly easy to manipulate a study, but two, I just don't see any evidence of it.
Oh,
but
in what way is it
let's
easy to manipulate?
go in. Let's lay down brass
Sam.
tacks.
Sam, what do you do for a living?
Who disproportionately commits crime?
Oh, 1350. This is gonna be good.
It'd be
Black
closer
people,
to
but what
13,
is,
17,
but like,
6.
what does that have
Actually,
to do with a CV?
and of that 13%, generally about 95% of that is committed by 6%, and of that 6%, then it's maybe 5% that are fucking shit up. But again, that tiny fraction is responsible. But again, all I have is two names. Obviously, I'm going to bring them both in for an interview.
Okay, but
that's my point.
But, like,
you're
the guy who's more likely,
you're just giving me names on a piece of paper.
you realize the first part, like, I don't know if you've ever interviewed for something. I had to interview to get into my PhD. I did very well. And so when you interview, right, like, the first part is getting the application in. And if there's something that's unfairly biasing someone against having the application be accepted, wouldn't you agree that that's a form of job discrimination?
Well, no. And two, when you just said you applied to be in your PhD program, well, if you have a black sounding name, you are far more likely to be accepted into that program than if you have a white sounding name or an Asian sounding name.
No.
Okay, like firstly, we're talking about job applications in general. You're commenting on an aside. Like at a certain point, if I say I have study X that proves a kind of discrimination, you agree that that is a kind of discrimination. Your only route is that you're just denying that these studies exist.
Again, then why
Which
does
you
any
don't
black
seem to
person have
do.
a
So
job?
it's like you just don't want to admit that I'm correct.
Why does
Like,
any
I'm
black person
following
have a
Obama
job?
was president.
How the hell do you have black people in every single profession? If this were to be true, none of them would get hired.
So do you
How
agree
about-
that like wait 1 second, like
Okay,
I'll defeat this point with a simple hypothetical. So you agree that like the differences between, and this is an analogy, between men and women, let's say on maximum bench press, that's a statistical difference, right? Like it's not that every woman is going to be weaker than every man, right?
With the exception of maybe 3% of women, yes, there are exceptions, but
it's a statistical rule, right? So when I'm talking about a study, the study's talking about a statistical rule. That doesn't mean that every person's not going to get an application in, right? Just because there's an implicit bias against them doesn't mean that that implicit bias is totalizing. Are you familiar with the idea of like statistical effects?
well, your buddy there believes in totalism and all that other shit that I have to be 100% accurate all the time.
Oh, when you
Yeah,
use
he
the
also
word
believes
never.
his haircut looks good. I mean,
Hey.
I don't really care about
Yeah.
what he thinks.
Hey, Sam, when I say they'll never cover something, does that mean 100% of the time they'll never cover it?
I mean, that's what it sounds like. Like, I don't understand why we're splitting the infinitive here. Like, this is a clear case. Like, another one that's pretty well documented in medical care, for instance, which is a very big structural force in our country when you look at what medical expenses are and how that's at the root of many bankruptcies and debt. Black patients, and especially Black women, this has been found in multiple studies, their perceived pain gets rated statistically less seriously than white patients. Like that's another one that study's been replicated a couple of times. And that's a systemic bias, right? Because we know the effect of patient care on medical debt and medical outcomes.
Once again, you're asking me to swallow that doctors don't take black women as seriously as they take white women.
Yeah, that's how studies work.
I refuse to accept. I refuse to accept that premise.
Okay,
Well,
then
some
refuse to
probably
accept
don't.
gravity.
I mean, like that's kind of like you admit that there's issues with nurses, right? So why can't you admit that? Yeah, there probably are
I
some
admit
fucking
there are
doctors
issues with
who are.
nurses because they're complete fucking hypocrites.
You have anecdotal evidence to support that, no?
Do nurses not lobby to get laws changed? Do nurses not go on camera all the time crying about how they care for their patients and then every 15 minutes go on strike for more money? Now, whether or not you think they deserve the money is beyond the point.
That's not
Yeah, it
hypocritical
is.
at all. No, it's not. That's fucking just saying, hey, we do care about our patients, but because I care about my patients doesn't mean I don't deserve more money.
Also, it's
That's
not their
fucking
job
dumb.
to care about me. Their job
Yes,
is to
it
patch
is.
me up when I get banged up, not care
Their
about
job
me.
is to care about everyone that comes to the building. I don't want to.
No, it's not.
Yes,
Their
yes,
job
it
is to patch me up
No.
and send me on my way.
No, okay.
Their
So
job
in
is
the
not to make sure I
cyberpunk
wear my.
reality you live in.
Their
that's how
job is
nurses
not
work.
to fucking.
Okay.
Do you want me to
wear my
text it?
seatbelt? Their job is not to make sure I eat right. Their job is not to make sure X, Y, and
nurse
Z.
is, you dumb bitch.
I can
God.
text a nurse right now if we really need this opinion. I don't
Yeah, he's sexually
like. I don't
disappointing her.
understand. Like again, and I think like maybe it's because nuance is lost here. But like these are statistical effects, right? So, for instance, like Dr. A might be implicitly implicitly biased than Dr. B, right? And so Dr. A will take a Black woman's pain more seriously, and Dr. B won't, right? Like. And that's just and it doesn't even mean that that's like totalizing, like they're just ignoring it. It's just small degrees, but those small degrees aggregately create different outcomes. Another issue of medical bias, like racial bias, is that for skin conditions, and for a while I suffered from atopic dermatitis, eczema, is that most skin conditions, if you look in textbooks, they're modeled on white skin. So a lot of doctors, especially dermatologists, don't know what the condition looks like on black and brown people, because skin color does affect the differential diagnosis of like rashes and dermatological conditions. Like, this is another just known fact that people, and I can tell you because I work in a biomedical research, people are trying to address these things, right? But we're talking generations now that this has been the case. Like, is that not an example of systemic bias?
Look, if you can provide me, I would say in that instance, if that is true, that would be not systemic bias, but in need of updating the goddamn textbooks.
Okay, but like, why is it that the default has to be white people and it can't be a variety of people of different tones?
First off, the country is 76% white, so it's a majority white country. I would assume if they print these books for, let's say, the nation of Zaire, they might have a different skin tone.
That's not a nation anymore, my dude.
But again, I am fine with
Democratic Republic of Congo.
Whatever the fuck it is.
Okay, well,
my point is, I am fine with updating the textbooks, but that isn't systemic or implicit bias. That's just updating the damn book. For better medical training.
So books, which are a part of the foundation of the system, which have a bias, which is partially negligence, right? I don't think it's just hatred of black people. I think this is like genuinely negligence. And it actualizes inferior outcomes on the basis of that systemic bias. That's not an example of systemic racism.
No, I would say that's more an example of update the damn book.
But you don't see how that's like one factor in like a bigger issue here. Like,
wait, what's
no? I don't. I do not see how black people in this country, when they can do anything, be anything they want, are in every facet of every single profession and avenue in daily life. They can buy a home where they wish. They can rent an apartment where they wish. They can do anything they like.
That's not true.
And I don't see it.
The apartment thing. They also did the study, the same thing with the job thing, but with renting apartments. That also failed.
Again, don't see any evidence of it. You can have a study proving the fucking world's
I'll email you
flat.
like a literal fucking list of them. It's no problem.
Well, I find it interesting, right? Where what War Corpse here, or Lord of Partriarchy, or whatever his name, Dave, right? I get suggested your videos now, which is unfortunate. Like, what you'll do is that you seem to rely on what's called a de jure distinction, right? In de jure, which is DE space JURE. My parents met in law school. Yes, I'm Jewish. Billy, shut up. And that means that by law, there's no distinction, right? But there's de facto. De facto is like, what's the actual fact, right? Because government doesn't control everything. I think we have to agree on that, right? Laws don't control everything.
Yes, you're allowed to run your business as you see fit.
Sure. So like, let's give an example of this distinction, right? So voter ID laws, a really good example, right? So by law, voter ID laws are not actually discriminatory, right? It's just says have an ID. But what happens is you make it so that people of certain population classes, it's harder for them to acquire an ID.
Really?
And so then Dave, yeah. So this was in the what was it, North Carolina state legislature? They actually had the law struck down. Was it the state or the federal Supreme Court? I don't remember.
It was the state Supreme Court that said it was almost surgical imprecision to
because they had records of congressional officials actually saying this will keep black people out of the polls.
Yep.
So that's an example of taking a egalitarian de jure policy, but having a de facto policy that made the system racist, right? Like you have to, and this is basic like high school AP because I was a good student.
They upheld the law. I just checked.
Which one? Because there's been
appeals court reverses judge's ban on North Carolina voter ID law.
All right, give me a second. Which one? There was a few.
I can send you the link.
Yeah, go ahead. Post in the
three-judge
private
panel
chat.
of the U.S. Court of Appeals Fourth Circuit reversed the lower court decision to enjoin North Carolina's voter ID law and constitutional amendment on Wednesday. This was on December 2nd, 2020, so a couple of months ago.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Oh, then I'm out of. I mean, the point that I would make though is that they had they had like meeting notes from Congress people saying that this was going to reduce the black turnout.
Okay, then my counter to that is, why do I see black people driving cars? Why do I see them going to the liquor store, buying cigarettes?
Oh,
You
man.
need an ID to do everything. I think it's not too big of an ask for you to show your driver's license to go vote.
I mean, man, like I look good for
can't get
my
on a
age,
plane.
and yet I don't get carded at most bars I go to. I don't understand. Like, what's the like? Again, we're talking about. Do you not understand the concept of like statistical effects, right? That like
You can't do anything without
just,
an ID. You can't get a job without an ID. You need an ID to do anything, be it a state ID, driver's license, passport, something. And also, most of those laws, they also allow you to vote if you have like a utility bill or something of that nature too.
Okay, again, we have the Congress people saying, like, we have the racists saying that they're trying to do the racist thing, but because there are black people that exist that don't fall into the suppressed category.
I just don't have the soft bigotry of low expectations.
That's not
I
the
believe
soft
black
bigotry of
people
low
are capable of getting a goddamn ID.
I didn't say they weren't. Like, I think that I think that people should be. I mean, dude, I'm a fucking Jew, son of two lawyers. Like, do you think I don't know that like people should be more on top of their shit when it comes to paperwork and shit like that? Like, goddamn, like that's not the issue. That's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like you literally have people who are talking about their intent behind shit and saying that their intent is suppress some section of the vote and on a racial basis. And you're just saying, well, there are people that didn't suppress. Like, again, you seem to think that it's all or nothing, right? Like, what would be a reasonable standard in your mind for actual racism?
Actual racism.
That's okay. Like, you
need
need to
like,
clarify.
honest to God, racist. Like, okay, for example, a policy that like a business outright refuses to hire anyone black. They come in for the interview, they say, get out. That would be. Jim Crow would be an example of that, but we're a long way from that.
We're not. We're not that far away from Jim Crow now.
No, we're not.
So you.
Its effects are still.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, Jim
but
Crow.
like,
what,
yes, we are.
Like, no, it wasn't. Jim Crow was what, like less than 100 years ago?
It ended about 70 years ago. We're over it.
Okay, so yeah, we're not that far away. Like, literally, people can know their grandparents that suffered through it. So yeah, eat a bag of dicks. No, it's not very far away.
Wow.
Well, here's like the thing though is, and what I want to highlight is like so does it either have to be just the most blatant policy ever or the blatant law, or are you going to say that or are you going to agree like in the real world that there's gradation?
If you want an idea of a racist law, I'll give you one. Like, if they were proposing white people have to pay $3 to vote and black people have to pay $5, then you got it. Or only black people have to show an ID to vote and white people don't. If the law is everyone has to show an ID, then it's applied across the board.
Surely you admit there's more nuance to it than that.
But like,
getting an ID is not that hard.
But like, do you admit that there's the poli-sci distinction between de facto and de jure statuses?
Exactly.
Because I don't see any evidence. I see evidence of everyone.
I mean,
getting
like,
an
dude,
ID.
I'm sorry that I learned something at the age of 17 that you don't know at the age of, I assume, 47, something like that. I don't know what to like. There becomes a point, right, where as like I work as a biologist, if someone just denies that DNA is the genetic molecule, we just kind of can't have a discussion. And like, if you don't understand that there's a distinction between the implementation of policy and the policy itself, it becomes a very difficult conversation to have, because it's just, we're not talking with the same vocabulary as to how these issues exist.
Well, unfortunately, like I said, I tend to think people that vote are adults and should be treated like adults. And you seem to think that a certain group of people will never grow beyond children, so they have to be coddled.
Where did I say that?
I tend to think.
Did I say
you say they can't get an ID. You're saying that black people cannot, for one reason or another, do the simple task of going to the DMV and getting an ID.
I didn't say that.
If you're saying this law disproportionately, then how does it disproportionately affect them?
Literally didn't say it.
That black people actually used, and then tried to cut off those type of IDs. Literally what they did.
That's literally what they specifically tried to cut off access, and B, I'm referring to the intent of those North Carolina lawmakers. I never said my opinion on whether people should have their ID in order. Literally didn't say anything of my opinion regarding it. So I don't know why you're projecting stances onto me that I don't have. Like, is this just how you go through life? Like, it must be really a bummer if you're doing this all the time, because you never asked me on what my thoughts were when I never said my thoughts on it.
Ooh, what are your thoughts on Sam? He's Jewish.
I don't care.
Yeah, there's a reason why, and we'll get to another clip in a moment here. But there's a reason why I pulled up clips here, because, like, look, none of us here, I don't think any of us here have words in your mouth, so please don't do it to anyone else here. Like, that's, I don't know. Just, I know you're trying to make, like, some type of inference, but it just came across, kind of fucking shitty.
Well,
all right,
again, whatever.
33-49. I won't give you too much shit on this one, but, like, you have to admit, dude, this sounds fucking bad. This doesn't sound good. Yeah.
No, I love apathy. I'm not going to do anything about systemic racism because it doesn't fucking exist. Break with white solidarity. Well, if you want to break everything down into a race-war-y, tribal type of shit, no, I got to stick with my team.
Whoa! Whoa, no, keep on playing. Keep on playing.
What? I mean,
one. Sorry, man. I'm sorry, I'm mute. I'm sorry.
We're talking about a ridiculous premise that is never going to happen anyway.
Yeah,
but if it were,
even then, you would be like the first cut on like white people team, just because like you're frumpy and you wouldn't be able to contribute anything. So it's like, no.
You'll be cut right after me there.
No.
No, he's like that.
I'm Rican.
That Puerto Rican is going to prevent him from being on the white team, I assume.
Yeah, here's the thing. I ain't taking a fucking side in a race war. No, thank you. Also, I'm mixed race, so...
Yeah, I don't know about y'all, but I'd be one of these people in the middle being like, dude, fuck this race shit. I'd be trying to, like, tear down that shit. I'm not getting on your fucking race teams. Fuck that bullshit.
Again, I said it was a ridiculous premise.
Why even entertain it to begin with is what I'm asking. Like, it's just
because
it's
again, this whole article is breaking us down between white and black and seeing color everywhere all the time.
That's not calling for a race war, though.
And you must hate yourself and blah blah blah.
You don't see the difference between that and calling for a goddamn race war?
You don't see the ridiculousness of what I was talking about in the Coca-Cola article?
Look,
you don't see the ridiculousness in that. You don't see the ridiculousness of the white fragility book as a whole.
On the left mocked this fucking article.
Exactly. Like, I don't agree with the shit in this article.
Even leftists mocked this article.
I'm gonna blow your mind right now, dude. I'm not even fucking left-wing. I don't identify as left-wing, and no, I thought the contents of this article were probably not as ridiculous as you thought that they were, but I did think that they were ridiculous to some extent. So no, but I think you made a fucking fool of yourself, even making fun of some easy bait, because that's all you do on your channel, is you just shoot fish in the barrel. You just go after the easiest fucking left-wing targets you can. Am I wrong? Like,
to be fair, that's what we're doing right now.
I don't care. I go for what I think I can make fun of. And usually that involves little Lexi.
Oh, God.
And how she was so scared, even though she wasn't even in the fucking building.
You really don't like AOC, huh? Like, like you seem to hate her more than pretty much anybody else in politics.
She's smarter than you?
Yeah, probably.
She's smarter than me.
Yes, she is.
It's because she is a popular... Did you read the Green New Deal? Did you read the Just
I did.
Did
you?
She wrote it with brands.
Stop.
Did you? They're going to ban airplanes.
I read the entire bill on this channel.
Stop.
So did I.
Stop. Okay, so Lord of Dipshittery, what is your problem with the Green New Deal? Because if it like, oh wait, now I have a different question. What do you think the Green New Deal will cost? Because I can't wait to hear that one, because that's gonna make me piss myself laughing.
Probably somewhere between. Actually, I can't even answer that.
Wow, you won't make up a fake number this time. I'm proud of you. You're learning. So that's
probably about 93 trillion at the very, very least.
I'll tell you what it would cost.
Because the reason I can't give it is it's impossible. It would be impossible to pull off anyway.
God, that's sad.
I'll tell you what it would cost. Our goddamn democracy. That's what it would cost.
So what's your problem with the Green New Deal? Do you like not like having the America being on the forefront of new technologies, or do you like going back to bullshit, or are you just not a fan of us being superior to everyone and being able to create awesome things, or do you
infrastructure?
Infrastructure. You don't like that? Do you like driving on roads? Do you like being fucking awesome, or do you want to be like fucking stupid like we are now?
The reason I don't like it is it's quite frankly impossible.
Why is all that bad? Because of feminism, though.
Wait. Why is it impossible?
I'll just give you one example. For everyone to have an electric car, that is impossible.
No, it's not.
No one.
Yes.
No,
yes, it is.
Wait. Why
not unless you're going to build massive amounts of new nuclear power plants.
Wait. Why isn't? Wait. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to go on a different tangent. You generally like to do that. So what were you saying? I missed you from interrupting you by myself. Sorry, that was my bad.
Okay, if you were going to have everyone have an electric car.
Yep.
And there's a myriad of problems with these pieces of junk.
There is not.
But
yeah, continue.
But where are you going to get the power? You're going to need to build massive amounts of new nuclear power plants, because solar and wind are not there yet.
Yes, they are.
They may be in the future.
They are now.
And
nuclear's the future, dude. But go on.
Wait.
No, we stopped building nuclear plants in the 70s.
That's because of dipshits on the right who fucking feared-mongered about them. But continue.
Much like you're doing now.
Yeah, we can continue because solar.
No, I'm in favor of nuclear power. I think we should have been doing it.
You're the one person on the right who is. But continue.
Everyone on the right is into.
No. They were the ones fear-mongering about the nuclear power plants for years. So yeah, that's generally the right. Yeah, continue.
Okay, you might want to look up Jimmy Carter's presidency. Quite frankly, well, just that one problem alone, you're never going to be able to generate enough power to charge these things. And they need to be charged every day.
Stop.
Before and after work.
Wait, stop. Because you're already in my realm, which is easy. I'm going to let you engineer for a living. So everything you said is fucking dumb. Literally, we can actually design pretty easy, quick charging things. It's not really that hard. We already have quick chargers that can charge your car from 0 to about 100% in about 13 minutes. So that's not a big fucking deal. Solar and wind are actually there now. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about of them not being there yet. Yeah, mission complete. We've already fixed those problems. We actually even have more of those bobber type things for the ocean that can actually give us a lot of energy too. Nuclear is probably, in our future. Thorium is probably a bigger thing in our future. And also super nuclear plants where they compress one nuclear atom into itself.
That's the thing too. Renewable energy is not where...
Yeah. Our main issue with nuclear is how to get rid of the spent rods. But generally what we're trying to figure out is that most spent rods only go from about 99% viable to about 76, and we get rid of them. What we're trying to do is figure out how to extract the power from the 76% that we can still use. So yeah, you're wrong.
That's the thing I was going to say too. Like, there are some issues with how, renewable resources are, but that's because we don't give it enough funding. We don't pay nearly enough attention to it as we do to fossil fuels. Like, if we actually spent some time at least researching this shit, then yeah, we'd be able to make things a lot more efficient and better overall. Like, we should be investing some time and money into it.
Are you one of those idiots that blamed wind for the issue in Texas?
No.
Good.
Their power grid was not set up for, because it was like a once in a century thing. Their power grid was totally non-prepared for it.
Oh yeah. So basically that's what happens when you privatize everything. Because then there's no regulation. So thanks, government, for giving that to idiots to fuck over the whole entire state. And even then, if you're just going to go once in a century, that's still something you should still insure yourself for, because that's literally how insurances work. If you're in a flood zone that's not going to flood for 100 years, you still have to have flood insurance. That's how that shit works.
No, you don't.
All right.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. And I live next to a river.
Things. Yeah, are you in a flood zone? Do you own your house?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, and I'm near a river.
Yeah.
There's a brook outside my house. Yeah.
Just because you live next to a body of water does not mean you're necessarily zoned. A lot of times they will zone them like A, B, and C. I have relatives that live next to a body of water, and some of them are in a quote unquote flood zone because they're category A, some are category C. If you're in category A, it is required to get that in order to buy a home. If you're in category C in their area, you don't necessarily have to have it, but they recommend that you do.
Do you have any more things you want to be wrong on?
All right, so there's actually only one more timestamp, by the way, before like Billy can go off if he wants, because then it's the where he responded to.
Don't worry about it.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, that's where he responds to Ünterhaven. Then we can get that out of the way.
That I'm fine with being born white. I don't care that I was born white.
Okay.
I care more about the things that I've accomplished. Me being white had very little to do with it. Like, take my
speaking of that, the white people discount is at 36, 20, 23. Since you're talking about this, we might as well go here and finish it up at this topic.
Where earlier in another broadcast I put food into. I bought that refrigerator. Had nothing to do with me being white. I didn't get a white guy discount. I didn't get oh, you're white, so you get a free refrigerator program. Nothing.
Like, you really think that it's that upfront and basic and bare bones, right? Like, you think if they were actually have this malintent, it would be that far in the open and that it would just be that plain and simple for everybody to see. Like, it's not like that. It's a lot more complicated than that. Surely you can at least comprehend that much nuance, right?
What, that as a white person, I have some sort of invisible advantage?
No, look, and look, I'm not completely informed on the subject myself, but as far as I can see, at least a little bit, not a lot, but on some level, in some aspects of life, sure, there are some advantages, yeah, to being white. But now,
no, there's not. I'll cop to them. I'm white.
God.
I did get fucking harassed by cops less, especially as a woman.
I got stopped by a cop and I didn't have to be afraid. I mean, just saying.
Cops shoot white people at a 2-to-1 rate, if not more.
There's more white people than black people.
Yeah, that's more about
and again, there's a disproportionate amount of crime.
One second.
So let me correct that. So when they redid the statistical analysis on that study, they found that when you bracket off violent crime from non-violent crime, like violent stops versus non-violent stops, black people get harassed and assaulted at 4 times the rate. The reason why the initial statistic was so low is because when you include just sort of like nonsense stops that black people go through regularly, there's just so many of them that it dilutes the rate. When you separate by severity of crime, then the suspected trend emerges that in violent crime, black people will tend to be assaulted more. It's just that they get stopped for way more nonsense. And so the rate, you would be correct with respect to the rate in non-violent crime.
Well, again, I don't see any evidence of that.
I mean, like, look, fuck
just put it right in
statistics,
front
right?
of
Like,
you,
I'm
like-
literally quoting the study that you're quoting. Like,
I don't see any anecdotal evidence that suggests that in my own personal life, so why would I believe it? That seems to be your entire philosophy here, dude.
Like, at a certain point, man, if we're talking, like, and this is why I said the same thing earlier, is like, if we don't want to talk with a vocabulary of facts, this doesn't become a sensible discussion. This just becomes you shouting at me and denying anything that I say, even when you accept the premises of what I'm saying. I'm quoting the study that you're talking about, because people do reanalyses. Like, this is how peer review and the scientific community works. Like, I'm sorry that you're not scientifically literate, but that's not, you know, my issue.
Once again, and once again, we're talking about what I was talking about earlier. And it also may be the fact that black people are more likely to be smoking pot while they're driving. That may be the tip.
Do you have any evidence for that?
Yeah, can I see that in the
I've never seen a study that suggests that drug use differs by race, except in the case of specific drugs. So methamphetamine tends to be used differentially more by Latinos and white people than black people, and heroin is more black people and white people than Latinos.
What about coke?
I think for cocaine, it tends to be white people.
Nice.
Fuck you, Billy. But no, like I've never seen. But as for overall drug use, it tends to be pretty uniform across the races when you control for things like income.
Okay, and I just pulled it up. Number of people shot to death by the police. Whites are still leading it.
There's more white people.
There's more white people.
With black people crashing down. It seems the cops are more hesitant to pull the guns on them.
They should be.
Like, again, like rates, rates and statistics exist. Like, you can't just take absolute numbers. Like, at a certain point, man, like, have you ever taken a statistics or a science course, you know, where you have to analyze things with like for like, you know? So for instance, in the case of the drug war, even though drug use tends to be constant across groups, black people are 8 times more likely to be sentenced.
Depending on the type of drug. Depending on the type of drug.
So here's an example.
Most people that are in prison for distributing meth, for example, are white. Most people that are in prison for distributing crack are black.
Well, like I said,
heroin's equal across the board. Everybody likes that.
Well, like I said before, but if we take drug use writ large, right? Like, I take drug use as like a block rather than as I already said, like, when you look at specific drugs, drug use varies. But when you look at drugs in the aggregate, races use drugs at relatively the same rates, but yet certain races get prosecuted more than other races.
Again,
like, this is a known fact. Like, this is probably the best argument against the war on drugs.
I believe it or not, I'm against the war on drugs. I think it should
I'm
end.
not saying you're for it. I'm just saying this is a very well-known argument.
Exactly.
Wait, then do you not realize that the war on drugs does have some kind of effect on the black community disproportionate to the white community? Or do you just not like the war on drugs and choose to ignore that fact?
I don't see it as disproportionately affecting any other group.
You don't think there's a reason why there's so many black men in jail for possession of weed?
Well, geez, maybe maybe it was how they were dealing it, where they were dealing.
Dude, I know so many white people that are just real. Like, I know white people, by the way, you said earlier, like, black people are more likely to drive while smoking weed. I literally know white people who smoke while driving with the window open and don't give a fuck. Like, I wonder why that's the case. What, you know, why white people just kind of just aren't afraid to do that. Like, and if black people do it, they're supposedly getting fucking arrested for it disproportionately. I wonder.
Man, I know someone who voted against marijuana legalization, and this dude has a felonious amount of marijuana in his possession at any given time. Like, the idea that, like, these things don't exist he doesn't have to worry about it because he's in a fucking rich fuck in suburban New York. But, like, this is the thing, right? Is, like, we know that that especially the legal system, who you know and how much money you have, it is such a big thing. And even when you control for those things.
Like, take the 94 crime bill, right? That everybody was complaining about Biden for. Do you know who pushed that? Do you know who pushed for crack to, let's say, have a harsher sentence?
Yeah, Charlie Rangel of New York. Yeah.
It was black church leaders.
Sure, and they
Okay.
were wrong. Like, I'm not saying
But
that
do you
they're
think
right.
maybe that's why there's a higher level of there's do you think that's maybe why there's a higher level of policing?
I think that that's part of the reason.
You don't think that's a racist policy, though?
So black people were being racist to
Yes,
black people.
they can be. I don't know about that specific situation, but yeah, it's entirely possible. You ever met Jesse Lee Peterson? What are you talking about?
Well, like
Candace Owens. What are you talking
How is she
about?
racist to black people?
Oh
Because
my
you
God.
don't.
Even then-
oh, but because you disagree with them politically, they're somehow racist
She's
against.
objectively racist against black people. Yes.
But like, I mean, like this is all like.
I'm
do
not
you
gonna bring up a crap ton of videos. Sorry.
So people can be. I mean, do you not accept the fact that like people can? There can be unintended consequences of policies, and like that. We're comparing 1994 to 2021. Like the amount that we know about drugs now is just gargantuan compared to back then. So like, are you telling me that people in 1994 without like a functioning internet and with just war on drugs propaganda just being pumped during the Reagan presidency, which was 6 years earlier, you're telling me that those people could have been
Well, the
duped
war on drugs goes
into
back to Nixon. Let's be honest. Let's be clear.
yeah, but just say no and the propaganda campaign was
it got
in the
ramped
80s.
up during. It got ramped up.
That's
during
okay. You know, I'm obviously
and then got
referring
ramped
to
up
that,
further
right?
with Bill Clinton.
I agree.
It got ramped up further with Obama. Bush didn't do a damn. Bush the first and the second didn't do a damn thing about it. Trump, I was shocked, didn't end it.
You were shocked about that?
Yeah, because he
Dude,
would
he
have won
appointed
re-election
Jeff
easy.
Sessions.
Oh no, he would have, but he like that was not in line with his policies.
And
I'm
I
sorry.
just pulled up some numbers. In let's say I just randomly picked the southeast of America. Number of whites arrested for drugs, 12,586. Number of black people arrested for drugs, 879.
What is the source on this?
And what are the conviction
This is
rates on those?
From alphapublications.org, an American public health, a publication of the American Public Health Association.
And I like how we keep on top of the United States as a whole, and you try to pick a single like block of it. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand like this line of argumentation, right? Like we can very clearly see that this is a well demonstrated fact that drug convictions are disproportionate. Like this is one that almost no one argues. And
Again,
you're
if
arguing.
you want to view the world through whatever lens you like,
it's not a lens, man.
But-
it's statistics. Like it's criminal justice facts. Like my cousin's an assistant DA. His dad is a fucking judge. Like it's not, when like you reference conviction records, like those are records, right? Like these are policies, these are laws, these are outcomes. Like I don't understand how it's a lens. Like, do you think that I want it to be the case? Like I want every drug legalized and regulated in the appropriate manner, whether that means doctor prescriptions or that means just simply taxing and selling.
What was that website that you got it from?
Why don't you link it in the side chat? That would make it.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Jesus fucking Christ! All right, if you want to get up the other video in the meantime, we can do that.
I have a question.
It's ready to
when
fucking...
Sam tries to talk about the United States as a whole, why do you try to go to specific areas and going, well, it's not this way in Des Moines, Idaho?
Because I just picked a random stat. I mean, what the hell do you want?
Wait.
You picked a random stat that supported your argument.
Yeah, there it is. It's called cherry picking. Woo, we found it.
Confirmation
bias.
Okay.
Yeah, got it, Toast.
Oh, okay. Let's see. 2 hours, 33 minutes, 41 seconds. Then this is basically where it begins. It might be difficult to do it because he did a fucking 4-hour games and beer stream, and nonetheless, after piling back like 12 fucking beers, he's like, let's check out Ünterhaven and do a fucking good rebuttal of them.
Hey,
so this is what you said you wanted.
I know her.
This is what you said. Yeah, Toast is on there. Let's take a fucking look.
AOC is all scared.
I like how he pretends to be a man, but he literally starts by crying like a baby. To me, it's not ironic. To me, this is just how War Corpse sounds when I hear him talk. Toast, do you know anything about War Corpse? Are you familiar with this guy at all?
No, but I already hate him.
This guy's most famous.
Well, I already hate you, Toast.
Yeah, great introduction. Amazing fucking introduction. Best introduction you could possibly have between two fucking people who are about to have a discussion. That's back when he had all his clocks. Oh, man. Remember those times?
You should bring the whiteboard back.
Yeah, you should bring back the whiteboard. I know that the last time that we had a conversation with you on my show, we told you to bring back the clocks, but actually bring back the whiteboard. At least it was less cringy. Yeah, bring back the whiteboard. You know what? Just alter your entire fucking room based on our whims and wishes. Yeah, I'll give you something fucking cool. We'll come up with something better than a whiteboard, even.
Is this the study that? So I linked in the side chat a study from the same journal. Is this the one that you're referring to? It's racial/ethnic differences in drug and alcohol-related arrest outcomes in the Southwest County from 2009 to 2018.
Motherfucker.
Is that correct?
Yeah, whatever I linked in the...
So if you look at results, and this is literally the first paragraph in the abstract that's describing results, among misdemeanor drug and alcohol-related arrests, American Indians/Alaska Natives have an adjusted odds ratio of 3.60. Latinos, it's 1.53. I'm just paraphrasing. Black persons, 1.28, were more likely than white persons to be booked into jail as opposed to cited and released. Do you know what an adjusted odds ratio is? Do you know what an adjusted odds ratio is?
Don't know. Don't give a shit.
So basically,
also, by the way, I'm on the FBI.
One second.
I'm on the FBI, and the drug abuse violations is over 70% white.
So an adjusted odds ratio is when you are looking at, it's a statistic. So I'll go with an odds ratio in general because I deal with these because I actually know what I'm talking about. So what it is it's a statistical measure of an outcome relative to an background expectation. So for this, they said that the background expectation measure is of an it's a measured outcome against a background expectation, right? So I could go into what that means in certain cases, but in this one, they're saying relative to white people. So relative to white people, the adjusted odds ratio for all of the groups I just listed, which were, American Indian, Latino, and Black, they were all above. If you have an adjusted odds ratio above 1, it means that you're more likely. So literally the first sentence of the results in the abstract conflict with what your conclusion is.
I don't care because more white people got arrested. Again, I just read you.
Dude, go fuck yourself.
70% of drug abuse violations from the FBI are white.
There are more white people in this country.
Most
there are
Indian
more white
tribes
people.
are supposed to be dry and straight edge, so they're not supposed to have shit on the land anyway.
What?
Even if it's a goddamn...
You know how much Indians drink? What?
Toast?
Alright, wait. Everyone in the room.
Settle down.
Wait. Everyone in the room.
Native,
Toast. Floor is yours.
Okay. First of all, not all Native Americans live on reservations.
I am aware of that, but most of the reservations are dry. They're not supposed to even have a beer on that land.
That's not necessarily true because the ones that have casinos do sell alcohol.
And a very tiny number of Indian reservations have casinos on them.
What kind of reservations?
A very small number of Native American tribes, their land that was given to them by the government, have casinos on them.
Whoa.
I'm still like fucking having a concussion from the facepalm here that like I literally cited the study that he cited, which has the opposite conclusion of what he's saying because he can't fucking read the first sentence of a results summary in the abstract. You didn't even fucking read the abstract. Like, are you kidding me? You don't if you don't know what an odds ratio is, how about you not comment on a statistical study that uses them? Like the estimated effect matches exactly what I said, and you still are quoting it. Like, do you not understand that, like, if you were in any setting, like that you would just be laughed out of the room if anything was being evaluated on an intellectual level?
Again, I gave one number that's higher, and you're going with another number. Again,
no, I'm literally going with
the number of drug abuse violations, according to the FBI. 871,000 are white, 337,000 are black.
This doesn't contradict your number. Our numbers are not contradicting your numbers. There is there are more white people in this fucking country, but statistically, it is more likely for black people because there are less black people. It's a what's it?
It's a 3-to-1 rate.
Oh my god, you're the
yeah, and there's 7 times as
you're the most anti-intellectual
as many white people as black people in this country. Do you not understand?
In one ear and out the other.
He doesn't like the plan. The fact is like we're just dealing with someone who like
also,
doesn't
by the
actually
way, it's
care
a
if
bare
he's
minimum of 4 hours to charge any of these fucking electric cars. So good luck.
It is not.
Yes, it
Where the
is.
fuck did that come
I
from?
just Googled it.
With commercial chargers, yes.
You know what? Look, this is pointless. I'm out of here.
Well, yeah, you're just denying facts.
Don't run.
No.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, listen, like, can you believe that shit? Like, I literally,
what
the first sentence in the abstract of the results section refutes exactly what he said. The first sentence.
It's because he has his number and he doesn't understand how math works. He doesn't understand statistical advantages.
All right, well, you know what? I've got something to say, dude. I just wanted to say this the entire fucking time. War Corpse, the only thing that you could fucking win is a war of malnutrition, you dumb motherfucker. We won. We beat your ass several times on several points. I wasn't even expecting Scientist Sam to come in here and help whoop your ass twice as much. So, fuck you, War Corpse. You suck. You had a terrible showing, just like every showing you've ever had in your life. And go fuck yourself.
At a certain point, though, like when you're just talking to someone who literally misquotes their own source, it's just like, go fuck yourself. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like you did everything you could. You tried your fucking best, and that still wasn't enough to get through his thick fucking skull. So sincerely, fuck you.
All I gotta say is never go full G-man.
Yeah, you
never go full G-man.
Well, he's about to. He's about to go on his stream now and tell everybody how he whooped our asses. G-Man won, yo.
Well, I'm just amazed. I hope I explained like sorry, I was like flustered. I was like, I can't believe this fucker like would do something that's
fine.
Like it's that blatantly stupid, but I tried to like explain what the stats were, right? Like literally the stats say like native people are according to their statistics like between 3.32 and 3.90 times more likely to get these arrests than white people.
I think you explained it fine.
That's not racial.
The only problem is you didn't explain it to him like he was a kindergartner. Maybe then he would have got it. You have to.
He tried though. You could tell that he tried his very best to like dumb it down as simply as possible.
Oh, no,
even
you guys don't even
know what you should have done.
I've literally wanted to punch my screen because one of the methods I'm using in my experiments is odds ratios.
Look, here's what you know that
I've
article that you sent him.
odds ratios for a fucking month.
You know that article that you sent him? Here's what we need to do. We need to color code it so even War Corpse can pay attention to it. That's what we need to do here.
Written in crayon.
I just don't think he knew the meaning of some of the words, like the vocabulary that you were using, because he was answering as if he didn't understand the question. It was a G-man thing to do.
Yeah.
Someone called us the White Guilt Podcast. We're not the White Guilt Podcast. I don't have white guilt.
Because we admit there's fucking advantages to being white, even if not everyone experiences them. Get out of here.
I found
by the way,
I found this right here. It says, but generally speaking, a fast charger can fill most batteries to 80% in less than an hour, and sometimes less than half an hour. I figured I'd went to his little thing and actually just put it there. So yeah.
He's been guzzling down that propaganda. Don't worry.
He didn't even read the conclusions in the abstract. So this is the conclusion
sentence read it.
in the abstract.
No, he didn't read it.
So our result. Yeah.
Sorry. He probably only read fucking 10% of the article, if even that, right?
I don't think he read anything other than he looked for the raw numbers. And,
yeah.
But like he literally. Okay, so what he did was I don't even know what the fuck he did. He skipped over the abstract to find his stats. Like what?
It's confirmation bias. He was looking for something to confirm what he already wanted to believe.
Yep. He wasn't going in with an open mind to hear what we were trying to say and reach over from our side of the issue. You know what I mean? He wasn't willing to have an actual dialogue and conversation. And what did he do? He stormed out of here, and he's probably going to tell his audience, oh, he did amazing. So I do want to say real fast, we are going to be doing a stream at midnight, or maybe even a little bit before that, but we're going to be doing a stream on my channel talking about this, kind of doing an aftermath, a call-in show, just chilling out, max and relax and all cool, because that was a fucking crazy experience. And yeah, you guys can go check out the Ünterhaven channel if you want to get in on that. I know some people did some super chats throughout the fucking show.
Yeah, I was going to get to him and ask him some of these, but he dipped out. So
he dipped. Yeah, he fucking dipped. I'm sorry we didn't get to to ask him those questions, but if I ever corner him ever again, I'll be sure to ask you those fucking questions.
Why would we waste our time?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. If I ever have a conversation with him again, I guess I'll just drop into his games and beer stream. I'm not gonna force you guys to go through his fucking torment again.
Oh, I would love.
God.
I wish that we had talked about the COVID vaccines, because like I actually.
Oh boy!
I actually I actually generate some of like the viral mRNAs in lab. I've done it myself.
Wow. Yeah,
So
it was nice to have people who know what they're doing, like talk about it.
Too. Fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I can't see the name because for some reason it is blocking it. Question 4, LOP. Where did you buy your AOC body pillow? Because I checked Daily Wire. Also against socialism, but getting publicly owned right now.
That's
oh
great.
god damn it! Von Hilton's peanut butter jar, kill me.
Oh man, I remember the Von Helton's peanut butter jar thing. Fuck yeah.
Mo says, ask LOP, what country did PR territory is a part of?
Lop.
Fuck my life said he is so
good old
salty. Martha Dre said AOC didn't send feet pics. God, I can't speak. Apparently that's supposed to be a quote from LOP. And Fuck My Life says his big counter to SYNJE Sam was, I don't care. Laugh my fucking ass off.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, if you don't care, then why do you talk about this all the time?
He says that all the time. So like, oh, well, I don't care. I don't care. It's like, well, you're wrong about this. Well, I don't even care.
Exactly.
Like, then why are you arguing, dude?
Fucking
This
bitch.
is, again,
Exactly.
I've said this a million times, dude, because conservatives don't want to be right. Okay, conservatism is nothing but an excuse to be wrong about shit. Like, that's it.
It's a very bad excuse, too. Terrible fucking excuse. You know what? I'm definitely gonna make a super cut for this on the video on the channel too. Like I want to do like a best of highlights, because I fucking laughed so fucking hard when Billy was talking about his service and he was like, "You're Puerto Rican, what the fuck?" And it's like, wow.
Please send that to me, because this guy, like I had low expectations, but this guy, like, talk about like. The ironic thing is he talks about how we have low expectations for black people, but I actually had low expectations for him, and to his credit, he limboed quite easily despite his fucking beer gut.
It's Lol's Cal expectations.
Yeah, extremely.
Like literally, he's citing a study that says that that you can't say that like the overrepresentation of racial minorities can't, like, that is not explained by different use in drugs. Like, he literally quoted a study that proved my point.
Yeah, and then he proceeded to ignore the own study when it was brought up to him, the other point in it. Yeah.
And then he goes to the FBI crime stats, and you're like,
oh, look who it
that
is.
doesn't defeat the point, idiot.
I did put the stream yard link if you guys want to come in. I'm going to do this for maybe about 15 more minutes. I was going to have an after show if it lasted 2 hours, but since it kind of since he rage quit, Von Helton still lasted longer. But,
Oh god!
Somebody
Wow.
said he rage quit his own stream too.
Oh, did he?
Seriously?
That's what somebody in the chat just said.
No, he's
You
live
know what,
right
though?
now.
Is he still live? Oh, he went live again.
It was way longer than he's ever lasted in bed, so good on him for that, Matt.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's cute. You thought he's actually gotten in bed. I don't think even hookers would bang that
Well,
guy.
That's
cute.
I just did it for the joke. Just did it for the joke.
I wonder that's why he needs all those clocks.
He needs a
Oh,
clock
yeah.
for each hooker. It's a rotation system. I think we figured it out.
Dude, he's still gotta practice with his right hand before he ever actually makes it into bed with a real.
Oh my
woman,
God.
So he clocks himself, dude. He's got to clock himself.
That's why one of the clocks is gone, because he put his cock in that clock.
Oh my God.
Why?
So
Dude,
hard, my
fucking
shoulder
cocked down his clock.
I was about to say, you can't make Sam laugh too hard, man.
It affects my shoulder. Yeah.
He's preambulatory, man.
You put your right shoulder in, you take your right shoulder out.
Billy.
Joke's on you, Billy. It's my left shoulder.
I was gonna go to the next part, and the next part is your left shoulder.
No, I literally was screaming, like, obviously he failed geography, because when he brought up Zaire, I was just like, okay, it's not been Zaire for a long time either, but okay. But like I was trying to say, tell us what country the territory of Puerto Rico is part of. Idiot. But
It's like he looked up something 20 years ago and then just never went back and realized that life still went on and things changed, and because a lot of his information is very dated.
Well, you could
Also, a lot of his
sense in
political opinions are dated as well.
You could sense in his voice. You
I was
could
just gonna
sense
say
in
you can
his
serve in the
voice at
United
any
States
time.
military and not be a citizen.
Well, he basically said, like, you could tell in his voice that he would acknowledge like a fact that someone would say that went against his ideology, and he just would refuse to deal with it. I think that was the most entertaining part for me.
yeah, he said
he wouldn't deny
I don't
it.
care.
He said at least 8 times the phrase, I don't see it. At least 8 times. And it's like, okay, you're just incredulous, man. That's it in a nutshell.
He doesn't want to see it.
Hello, Animancer. Hello, Jamie. Hi, geeks.
Yo.
Hello there.
Howdy. And someone's in here saying I'm listening to libtards, and so hi Samuel.
Dope. I like being a libtard.
Well, like I
Why not?
purposely I stayed away from anything like I think I said one policy position that I have, right? Like otherwise I was just citing facts. And he just
I'm not
didn't-
sure how you can presume to know what everyone believes on a panel.
No, but yeah,
Ask them a question.
Yeah, but to parrot Sam's like low expectations, this is what happens when you engage someone you already know is lazy. I mean, he's just lazy about his facts and stuff. He's putting on a show when he does with the clocks and stuff.
There's also a lot of nuance with a lot of topics, so someone can be left-leaning on one thing, but maybe be centric or right on the other. So again, you shouldn't presume to know what everyone believes just because you want to label them libtards.
Yeah, there should literally be a class in high school called Nuance and Critical Thinking 101. I mean,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
But well, here's the thing about War Corpse, though. Can you really consider what he does to be a show? Like seriously, can you really?
No.
Can you really
It's
consider
like-
that a fucking show?
It's like Family
Maybe a
Guy,
shit
but
show.
not as funny.
Yeah.
All it needs is the fucking bad cutaway gags. Yeah. You're right.
No.
Oh, Billy, I liked how you called him out on the name of the casinos. Oh, wait, what kind of casinos? Native American casinos?
I thought Burnt was gonna do it, and I was like, if I do it, it'll be slightly nicer. So I'm gonna grab it, not let her lose her mind.
And you could tell he felt bad. He was just like, "Excuse me."
Yeah, just the stuff
Canceled.
that was coming out of his mouth was it was almost like what he does with every other piece of information. He looks at like 2% of it and then assumes the rest. And that's what he does with everything.
Yeah,
Because he's illiterate.
Yeah, he watches
whatever
too many
confirms
episodes
his
of Cops.
biases, and just discard the rest. You know.
It's like, well, I watch Cops, and all the people in the Cops episodes are black, so therefore.
Well, like you can see that, like when you actually quote, because all he's got is talking points, right? He doesn't actually understand what he's saying, and there's a big difference, right? If you just have talking points, you sound like that guy, but when you actually explain, like, hey, this is what these things mean, like this is a guy who was mixing up aggregate with rates. You know,
I don't
like
think
saying,
he knows what those words mean, though.
Yeah, like that's like saying if Billy drives 200 miles in 2 hours, that's less than if I drive 400 miles in 16 hours. Billy was clearly not going faster because I traveled further. That's basically what he was saying, because he doesn't understand how rates work.
Well, you could even get almost a little bit more rudimentary. Like you could say the number of the ice cream sales increase in the summer, and so do sunburns. Therefore, ice cream causes sunburn. It's like, no, you can't even do that with this guy.
Okay, can I just throw
does,
something out there? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All of you got like the patience for like the cows to come home.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm pretty renowned for my fucking patience with people, especially annoying assholes like him. So.
Yeah,
If it's
I
not-
make videos.
I'm sorry, if it's not dumb whores, I don't generally have patience for them. Yes, Billy, you can take
did-
that jab at me now.
Did you miss the parts where I told him that he's a fat loser? My dick was bigger than his. Because I did that.
I'm definitely putting that in the fucking
it out.
highlights. Yeah.
I ain't got
I
no
almost
patience.
did
That's
that
why
on
I
stream.
was muted the whole time. I had no patience. I was like yelling at nobody. I was like, "You fucking idiot! You don't know what you're fucking talking about! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!" And then I muted and I unmuted and I was just like, "Yeah, I agree with Billy."
Yeah,
Well, I
and
wanted to
was
correct
That's
him.
just-
He
in
quoted-
the middle of Jamie laughing. You fucking idiot! You fucking idiot! Did Billy just say his dick was bigger than his?
Like
Yeah.
well, it was funny because he quoted a statistic about that there are more more single black mothers than there are of other races. But what he didn't quote is an accompanying statistic, which is that single black fathers tend to be more involved with their kids' lives than other races, right? So like the correlation is exactly the opposite, because the more single mothers you have, the more fathers you have in their lives. Like it's basically a myth.
Yeah.
The one janitor, I'm not going to take like credit for this because I actually just watched this video last night. Does a great breakdown of it and links sources in his video, and it's called, I think, the myth of the absent black father or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, and that actually that rings volumes, because it's like, I think a simple exercise for him, and I'm not holding out any hope, but is that correlation does not equal causation. That's not something.
Body.
That's not something.
Exercises.
No, you know what I meant. But like, that's not something I think he is willing to do. But I mean, it's something very simple, like where you just simply analyze. Just because of this doesn't mean this is the end result.
Also, he always falls into the exception disproves the rule type thing.
Right? Yeah, exactly. He has the
always falls
obverse.
into it.
Yeah. I think
Well,
that's
I
a little
almost
bit too
wanted
much
to-
word thinking,
I almost wanted to say I've never actually met a black person in my field. So like, does that prove that black people can't become bioinformaticians? Like, of course not. That's a retarded thing to say, right? Personal anecdote doesn't mean.
I've only met a few black people that are in my field, but
And there's
yep.
So like I'll sort of relate an anecdote as to why, like, for some of the grad school things, I'm actually against some of like the really leftists in my program, because they're so focused on like racial outreach. When I try to explain to them is that like, you guys don't actually talk to people of color broadly, because it's generally just white and Asian people in my field, at least, and South Asian as well, like Indian people. But basically, I talked to them and I said, like, first off, you don't actually talk to them, and it's an income thing, right? Like, I can afford to be a grad student because like I don't have the amount of debt that would be incurred by someone not in my status. Like, if I came from a low income family where like I could help them immediately by becoming an engineer at Google, which I got a job offer for out of my master's, like, of course I would do that. It's economic incentives, but like, that's a nuanced discussion, right? Like, where is the best effort to get black people more involved in science and people of color more generally involved in science in a fair way? Like, that's an income discussion, because like, who's going to fucking take 6-7 years of making 30 grand a year when your economic worth on the market is 6 figures almost immediately,
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to have that discussion, right? He didn't want to have any discussion. Whenever I pinned him on something, that you noticed that he was just like, nah, I don't want to talk about that. Like, what the fuck? Like,
it's all superficial talking points, right? Whereas attacking it of like, hey, how do we like have a more inclusive scientific community, or a more inclusive X, or like, how do we actually tackle drug problems? Like, is it more of a socioeconomic thing, which it probably is, right? Like that takes layers of discussion. And there's a lot of gray areas, but if you don't fucking care like he does, like that's what you get, you know?
He's not even curious. I mean, it's like he can't even overcome that thing, and he has a gross misunderstanding of affirmative action, which I think is one of the things he cling to in one of his narratives. He has no idea what he's talking about. So
he doesn't even understand anything. Nothing.
Well, it's just entertaining when I always love it when someone quotes a study and they don't even read the fucking abstract. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Okay.
Well, he goes, I just Googled it. Like, I think he says, I Googled it. Therefore, it's true.
Yeah, I Googled it. He said that multiple times. He was like, I Googled this. It's true. It's like, dude, dumbass, do a little bit more research than that. Like, double check your fucking sources.
Yeah. Like,
you can see it clearly. He's just reading the book upside down. He's like, yes, interesting.
Yeah, just like George W. Bush, he reads the book upside down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a double-edged sword. Like one of the greatest things about right now is you can Google anything. One of the worst things about right now is you can Google anything.
Right now.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to bed.
All right, good night, Billiam.
Night, Billy.
Thank you for everyone coming. Thank you everyone for yelling at the idiot. Thank you, Sam, for literally just shitting on the guy.
W. Bush is smarter than War Corpse.
I am smarter than War Corpse.
It's not a high mark.
It's not. It's like walking over a bar that we buried 7 feet underneath the ground.
Like I have better eyesight than Midnight.
Yeah.
Nailing it. I'm not as curious as he is, though. Right,
he's legally blind, people. For people that don't
That's
get
like
that
saying
joke,
you have
he's
more
legally
money
blind.
than G-Man.
Yeah. Damn.
Did my Jewish face reveal that?
Okay, sorry. The bar is in the
two more.
ocean.
If I have 2 more home pour glasses of scotch, I'll get real spicy.
Hey, you gotta have something when you're dealing with the War Corpse. You gotta have some edibles or a drink or something like that. Because
I am serious though, like guys, Glenlivet Nadura is like very much an underrated scotch, like for the price. It's like a $90 scotch, really good.
Jesus.
Hey man, I have a fucking broken shoulder. Let me fucking drink my booze, okay?
Yeah, drink all you want.
Yep, drink up, buddy.
No, literally, like there is a hairline fracture on the head of my humerus bone from when they had to yank my arm out and shove it back into socket.
Oh,
ouch!
It got dislocated.
Yeah, so I dislocated it. They tried to reset it manually, did not work. Then they put me under. Then that didn't work. They put me under again with more propofol, and then that finally worked.
Wow.
Jesus fuck.
So I'll drink my scotch.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you guys wonder if like I'm just randomly a little bit irritable, my shoulder has been hurting a lot.
I would have thought it was War Corpse before now, but that's acceptable enough too.
No, he only minorly irritates me.
All right.
Also, why did he name himself War Corpse? I mean, was that supposed to be funny? Because
War Corpse
obviously
666 to be precise.
if
Just a
you're
cringy edgelord
dead,
wannabe.
Then you lost the war. Okay, I was just curious.
I don't
lose the war. Yeah.
Go back to 4chan.
Well, it's just
the internet.
It's incredibly. Well, I mean, like his whole thing. Like, I can't imagine being the type of like. Because here's the thing: if I only know talking points about a subject, I shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of shit. Like,
agreed.
Economics, shockingly, I know because Jew face, but economics, I don't know very much. So like, I shut my fucking trap because like, there's a limited amount that I know, and it's literally like I read this summary of an economic study. Like, I don't fucking know shit about economics, so I try not to comment on it.
All right.
So I was quiet for most of the time. All right, yeah. So I think Ünterhaven's going to be going live at 12 or what time?
Yeah, just for people who don't know what time zones are, like War Corpse, in about 1 hour from now, at midnight Eastern time, we'll be going live on the Ünterhaven channel, doing a bit of an after show. You guys can call in, hang out with us, and chillax for a bit if you guys want.
That.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this down because it's 2-hour mark, and yeah. So, Realize TV. Do you got anything you want to shout out?
What? I guess my channel. I guess. You know, just look up Realize TV anywhere on the internet, and you'll find me.
Dope.
Sweet. Kermit. I don't know why I'm asking a frog.
Shout out to Sean Ranklin.
Froggy Jitsu.
God damn it.
Look here. Look, listen.
Do you want to also shout out your new book, 12 Rules for Life?
Oh yeah, I wrote a new book, 12 Rules for Life, you know?
Wait. This ain't
I'm a certified author.
Peterson. You ain't Jordan Peterson.
Oh
I beg to differ.
Sounds like it to me. Well,
it is Jordan Peterson.
Now it's just uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like,
right?
Are we still talking?
Sam.
I mean,
You
I
don't
mostly
like
at this
the
point just
accent? You don't like the accent?
I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what brain injury caused it. Stop. Yeah, I'm on here on Saturdays on the Salt Mine. I'm occasionally on Let's Riff, and occasionally on these random streams. So Geek Room, subscribe, become a member, super chat, but especially when I'm on the show. So I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's mostly shit I do.
Toast.
My name is BurntToast. I try to take morons that we just talked to and try to pull something out of it to make it funny. Haven't found anything funny about him yet. So, but I'll be on the Hannibal and Monty show tomorrow. And that's about it.
It's never been funny. It's just been sad. Sad cringe.
Yeah, there's some Lulz cows. They're not entertaining. They're not funny. And it's just like, oh, okay, next.
All right, Jamie and
Oh yeah, I mean, we do Ünterhaven. Go look up Ünterhaven. Jamie also has her own channel called Jamie Darké, in which we stream fairly regularly. And we're going to be doing a stream, like we said earlier, in about an hour on the Ünterhaven channel. So check that out.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. I'm a supporter of both Ünterhaven and Darké corruptions.
Hooray.
All of our shit is down below, our Patreon and stuff like that. All of our individual channels, if you want to check those out. I think Billy's going to be making content soon. I'm not exactly sure. He mentioned it. I just don't know when he's going to do it. When he's going to stop being lazy. I'm making my own shit, which is down below. So, and Bran makes his stuff. And Anna, every once in a while, she'll put out something. Patreon's down below. And just like and subscribe. I don't know what else. I'm into this shit.